Hello, my name is Suckit, and we are playing the Godslapper's Paradise. And today, first thing I want to do is, we got all these ore chunks that we need to process. And we got ore doubling going right now. I would like to move on to ore tripling. We're going to need a couple of things. Main thing we're going to need is something to produce oxygen with. I also want to get started in refined storage today. So let's see what we have. And then we want a separator, a purification chamber, and a crusher. Okay. Let's see if we have that right. So the electrolytic separator will allow us to take water and convert it into hydrogen and oxygen. We'll just need one of these cores. Looks like we'll probably need more of this, infused alloy, energized alloy, whatever it is, with the redstone and the iron. It looks like we'll need more than we have. Now we're also going to need some ore dusts, which we can get from our enriching factory. What we don't want is to process them into ingots. So we'll just grab some chunks. That's why I turned the auto eject off there. We want we're gonna need a gold, 2 osmium, and an iron, right? See if we can identify a gold. That's iron. Osmium in here somewhere. There we go. We should get 2 dusts each from this, so I'll get a little bit extra, but that's fine. There we go. So there's our core. I think the rest of it is easy enough. A little bit of iron, a little bit of redstone. There are a couple of things we have to think about. We have to think about how we're going to get water down to the machine. And I think we're going to make another sink. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put the sink right up here, pipe underneath it, and a tank. And let's get a pipe wrench. There we go. Now we're going to have our separator where? Okay, that should actually be fine. Because what we're going to want to do, well, we're going to move it over by 1. Now we're going to pump in through the top. Yeah, and this thing's already filling up. We got hydrogen over here. We got oxygen over here. So blue and aqua, right? We're going to want to come over here to gases. Now we're going to want to switch. Oh, no, wait. Actually, this is exactly what we want. Okay, fine. The next thing, we're going to need to be able to move some gases around. And for that, we're going to need some basic pressurized tubes. Tubes aren't hard to make. But we are going to need, now that I think about it, what is that thing called? We're going to need one of these, a configurator. Now we will have to charge this thing, but we should be able to do it in our power cell or something. What else do we need here? We need a lapis and a stick. Do we have a stick? Let's get a stick. Come here. There we go. This is like the wrench of mechanism. Let's see if we can charge it up right over here. Yep. Wonderful. Now we could just use the pipes, and we may, when this starts to get complicated, we may have a combination of the two styles in here because they won't connect to each other. And, you know, once they connect to each other, you can unconnect them, but it can be an issue. Like, these are filling up as they are. Now, what we want to do is set these to dump excess, because we're going to end up with a lot of hydrogen, and we're going to be using the oxygen. So we also want to make some gas tanks. Let's see if we can identify them easily. Here they are. Okay, yeah, osmium redstone. And we'll make a couple of them here. Where are they? There we go. And as is most things in mechanism, there are multiple tiers of these. We may have a use for the, well, we'll definitely have a use for hydrogen later. We may have a use for it very soon. And this is just going to be a place for the oxygen to go when it's not where we want. Okay, yeah, here. Classic example of where we might use the gas pipe. What do we need? Infused alloy. Let's see here. Yeah. So now, instead of, like, having to mess around... Oh, maybe it does do it. Maybe these connect. I think those connect. Okay, what happens? Will it connect there, too? Yes, it will. Okay, but nothing's going into it, though. Because we haven't set it. It's not like a mechanism pipe where, well, no, maybe it will, because it did look like it kind of connected to that. I don't know. We're going to set this side to an output. And probably even get rid of this. Well, no, we do want that. Otherwise, we'll run into... Yeah, see, these really do connect, don't they? And I can use a configurator on it. Alright. We're continually learning something new. Now, more we'll want here. We're going to want a purification chamber, and we're going to want a crusher. Now, to make our purification chamber, we are going to need another enrichment chamber. And so another steel casing. We're going to need all these things. More redstone, more iron. Let's just get this ready. Okay. And then we'll want 2 of these. And 2 more osmium. Will get us, whoops, I keep doing that. Will get us our purification chamber. Wonderful. Now this is going to take our oxygen from here so that, you know, we'll have a buffer in the tank. And it's also what's going to take our ore. So let's go into the items config. Okay, yeah, we should be able to input from the front here. We're just going to toss a chest on. Set that to pull. Now let's say we have 64 iron chunks. Our purification chamber will take each chunk, combine it with oxygen, and turn it into 3 clumps. The clumps you want to pass through a crusher. The crusher is pretty basic. And there we have it. Now we'll set our purification chamber to eject off to the right. Set it up automatically. This will start turning, what do we got here? Dirty dust, which will then run through our enriching factory. We're going to need some more pipes back here. Okay, we'll set this to eject. We'll start sending the dust in here. This will turn the dirty dust into iron dust. And the iron dust, we just go ahead and smelt up into ingots. Here's our smelting factory. That spared us. Do we want another infusing mechanic here? I think we do. We're just gonna pop it right here for now, next to our osmium compressor. And can we output directly in is the next question. Let's find out. That would be very nice if we could do that. I'd be very happy. Oh. Yep, wonderful. Okay. Triple yields from our ore chunks. Excellent. Now we can upgrade the tiers on these two. But the electrolytic separator is kind of the electrolytic separator, so we may want to think about speed and energy upgrades for it. And maybe a muffler for the crushing factory. Oh, and before I forget, last time we made this Ring of Thor. Turns out in this all it does is increase the radius of your Terra Shatterer for breaking blocks. And, you know, I thought it also had a strength effect, but I was thinking about what it does in tandem with a companion mod to Botany, or Botania, I mean, called Mythic Botany. The ring allows you to wield Mjolnir. But, where are we going? We're going to the Nether. We need some Nether quartz. Anyway, it doesn't do that in this, so, it's really just for the Terra Shatterer. We don't even have a Terra Shatterer, so we'll probably take that ring off sooner or later. Now, I wanted to check on the pump. Okay, so it's pumped out a small area. Doing a pretty good job. But we're here for quartz. This all looks likely. Oh, there are things here for us we can't forget. I'll just deal with them. Alright, you. Nice. Another one. Bleh, bleh, bleh. Alright. Now to start refined storage, you need silicon, which we can get by smelting up some nether quartz. Okay, we got a little silicon here. It's enough to get us started. And we'll get a little bit more silicon from the reward. Now the first thing we're going to have to do is make some basic processors. And I think the one ingredient we need for them, I think, is like this. Yeah. Processor bindings. Okay, so we're talking redstone for everything, and diamond, gold, and iron. So we'll do, and we'll just take a bunch of redstone. And here's some raw advanced processors. Whoops. Some raw improved. And some raw basic. And once you've crafted them, you gotta smelt them up. So while the ore has been processing, as we it's taken a while. There's so much of it. I've been setting up an area for Drigme, and I'd like to at least start getting chickens in here. I had 5 eggs. The first egg hatched a chicken and it suffocated, like, in the wall. We got this factory hopper that we can, a couple of settings on it, how fast it goes, like how it draws, but this is its range. So it can go out a pretty big radius. We don't need a lot of room for it, but there's an ender chest coated blue under it. And that's how we're going to get our eggs. Now we gotta get some chickens. How we can catch some chickens in one of these cages from supplementaries. They're not hard to make, just slabs, iron bars, a couple iron ingots. Yoink. Now if you want to place the cage with the mob in it, you shift click. Let the mob go, you just right click with it. Now we're gonna pick this up very carefully. Oh, that's the wrong tool. No wonder. Whoops, I did it again. There we go. And we'll breed them a couple times and we'll start getting the supply of eggs in the storage system. Alright, we've been getting ready for our Drigme so long, we're actually ready to set up Drigme. So we're going to make 2 more source relays and we're going to turn one of them into a source relay splitter. We'll just need 4 lapis, 4 quartz, and our enchanting setup. And the way this works is all very straightforward. We'll make this first. There we go. Such nice animations. So over here at our source setup, we have this volcanic source link. We're going to pop our splitter right down there. We're going to put our source relay, I think, right here. And we're going to put a source jar right next to this jar of mossy cobblestone. And we take our Dominion wand. We right click on the splitter and then right click on the relay. Then we right click on the relay to set it as a position. Right click on the source jar. And very quickly we should see source moving through here. I hope. Oh, of course, we have to hook this jar up to it. Oh, a little bit of lag. Hopefully not too much. There we go, that's fine. Now we can see we got source going over here now. That's what's going to power our Drigme. Now we will have to set this back up from the splitter to this relay in here so that our sylph will continue to get power. Very good. Now the Drigme, if you've never seen it before, is like the sylph, except instead of growing things, it'll give you mob drops from the mobs that are around. So we're gonna hook it right back up to our storage system. I think we're only gonna need 1 pipe here. Alright. Let's get a Drigme charm. Now we'll come right back to our enchanting apparatus. 3 source gems, a seed, I think any kind of raw fish, wheat, carrot, and an apple, and the Drigme shards in the middle. And we'll get our charm. And it basically works the same way as a sylph, except instead of a summoning stone, you use mossy cobble. That'll turn into a Drigme henge. But it'll put mob drops from the area around it into a nearby inventory when it's powered with source. It does better the more different types of mobs that are around. So we're going to have all kinds of hostile mobs, we're going to have passive mobs in here. We have some fish already, so I'll probably move the cows. So I'm exploring around looking for some coral. Because I want to move some mobs, and there's an item from Cyclic that takes some coral that will allow us to do that. And I found this. And this should have a couple of spawners in it, I hope. I don't see any. Let's see. Maybe one in here? No. Oh boy, they're like multiple trident guys in here. I don't know if we're gonna get any tridents. Boy. Okay, it's all like burning down there. Let's take a... Okay, we should probably go down like this, huh? See what we're in for. A lot of magma, huh? I wonder if that's the extent of the traps. Never have too much magma. I actually think we have a useful... Oh dear. Yeah, there's like there's something going on back here. I don't know what. A lot of redstone. I don't see like TNT or anything, so it's probably fine. Let's clean up the old inventory here. Oh! I set it off. It's a dropper full of poisons. That's alright. You know, this stuff's okay. We've... Nothing we haven't really seen. Oh! Oh! There we go. Awesome. Okay, we got the Unholy Grail, too. So that's all actually really cool. Anyway. Onward. Oh, villager tower. See what we have. A little bit of rosite. Bottle's been enchanting. Wonderful. Have our silk-touched pick. And we'll get a bunch of this stuff. Gonna need some coral. Gonna need some snowballs. Gonna need some cyan dye. What else do we need? Iron. Here we go. 3 monster balls. Now these aren't perfect. They have a tendency to sometimes delete mobs instead of catching them, or at least so it seemed like in Road to the Worrier 1. But we're gonna see if we can't pick somebody up here. We got horses. And we got pig. Wonderful. New pigs. So we charge the thing up. Okay, 1 pig. 2 pigs. Let's catch some of these sheeps. Very nice. Yeah, that sheep. See, what I think it actually is something glitchy about him. We'll be hearing baas. And then at some point when we switch dimensions or load and unload the world, all of a sudden there will be a sheep. there's 2 of each. And this is more or less how we're gonna stock this place. More the merrier. Oh, we finally got our processors. That's good. That means we'll be able to really start getting started here. Now, in addition to processors, we're gonna need some quartz-enriched iron. We might as well just make a ton of it, because we're gonna use it. Let's see here. We're gonna want to start off with the controller. This is the heart of everything. Machine casings. Okay, we'll need some stone. You know, 1 controller, whoops, per system. And every system must have 1 controller. That just takes one of these advanced processors, silicon, some of that fancy stuff. And where we're gonna set this up, I've run power underneath to here. So that's where we'll get started. Now the next thing we're gonna want is a crafting grid. And I can't even spell. Here we go. We'll need a regular grid, which is some glass, construction cores, and destruction cores. We have everything we need to make those. Those are just basic processors and quartz and basic processors and glowstone. So there we are. Need a little bit of glass. We're gonna need more glass than that. Okay, we'll need another machine casing. And there's our regular grid. We will need a crafting table and an advanced processor to make a crafting grid. Just the grid will allow you to see the items in your system, take them in and out. The crafting grid lets us craft with everything that's in the system. Now to put things into the system, we're going to need a disk drive, and we're going to need some disks. So, kind of see how this works. Just another frame or casing, processor, chest. Easy. Now we're going to need some disks. And we'll need some redstone, looks like. And glass panes. So we'll go ahead and make a 1K storage part. I'll make a 1K disk because that's a quest. We'll also want to make 3 of these so that we can make a 4K storage part. That'll hold 4,000 items and the appropriate disk. And now we're going to come right back over here. We're going to put our disk drive down. We're going to put these disks in, and you can see now this progress bar, 5,000. We can throw all of this stuff in here. And it takes up a little bit of room. We can craft with it, we can use the AI, do whatever we need to do. I'm going to move some stuff from our barrels into that system. Okay, we got a good amount of the stuff from our chest monster in here. Now what I'd like is access to everything that's in the storage drawer inventories. So we're going to build a couple of things here. We're going to make, or craft I should say, we're going to make a bunch of cables. We're probably going to need more than a stack. Let's throw some of those in there. We're also going to want 2 external storage blocks, and those are going to take construction and destruction again. So let's go ahead and get some of those materials. Here's one, Now we're gonna need another destruction core, another construction core, and here's 2. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna run cable probably right down here. And it doesn't really matter where we hook anything up to a given system, as long as it's hooked up to something that's hooked up to the system's controller. So we got cable coming all the way to here, right? We're going to put our exporter on, and in the GUI we're going to set the priority to 10, so that this inventory with a priority of 10 has a greater priority than the disk drive, which doesn't have a priority. So whenever stuff like this enters the system, it will go into the drawer that's assigned to it. And now we have access to all of the stuff that's in those drawers from our crafting grid. We're going to do the same thing with the other drawer setup. So the next thing we want to think about are some blank patterns. We can make that many. That many. Okay. We're also going to want to make a pattern grid. So this is going to be another pattern grid. Oh, for crying out loud. Let's get just a regular grid here, right? So again, we're going to need a construction core. And we don't have to run things back and forth this time. Oh, do we need more basic processors? We don't have to run those items back and forth anymore because we have access to them all from down here. Alright. One of these, we need glass. Let's see. Is there any good way to make sand that we have? Okay, so we do have a crusher. Okay, we're cooking up some glass. We don't have a grid yet. Okay, that's where we were. So we shall need one of these, right? Now, what's it take to make a pattern grid? Takes a blank pattern and advanced processor. Okay. Let's take those other 2 patterns, or well, 1, I guess we have. 2. We're going to stick them right in here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make, crafter. This is where refined storage gets good. Here we go. Okay, we'll need another machine casing. And we'll need another destruction core. And another construction core. And I hope we have enough advanced processors. Yes, we do. I'll put that down right there. And while we're at it, we ought to make the wrench. I forget what it's called. It's called the wrench. Cool. Now we're just going to flip this around so that they're all facing one direction. This has 9 slots. We have upgraded versions. We're going to move to one of them immediately. We got this iron crafter, and it's just 4 iron in a chest. And then neural processors. That's a bit much right now. But we definitely will be upgrading to gold eventually. These have 3 rows for 27 slots, right? Very cool. So let's program in a recipe for a pattern. Now if we come over here, we don't have any patterns in our system, but we could, we've got everything we need to make them. And there they are. Wonderful. So now that we got that set up, we've really opened up a lot of possibilities that we're going to have to get into in the next episode. We're running a little long. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.